Hula dancing in Hawaiian culture. Many people dream of visiting the beautiful Hawaiian Islands. Mention of this Pacific paradise evokes images of women in grass skirts swaying their hips as they perform graceful island dances for the benefit of tourists. Although this image is a common stereotype of Hawaii, it has its roots in a real tradition that continues to play an important role in Hawaiian culture. Hula dancing has always been part of Hawaiian culture. Hawaiian mythology includes various stories that explain the origins of hula. Each story attributing its creation to a different god or goddess and its first appearance to a different location. In reality, hula dancing is such an ancient tradition that is impossible to say when or where it first appeared. It was most likely originally performed in front of an altar or in honor of gods and accompanied by great ritual. It is a common belief that the ancient hula was danced only by men, but some scholars point to evidence suggesting that hula was traditionally danced by both men and women. The English explorer Captain James Cook's visit to the islands in the 18th century caused many changes to Hawaiian society as a result of the contact with European culture. Although hula did not completely disappear after contact, it was discouraged. King David Kalakaua is credited with reviving hula dancing during his reign in the late 19th century. He was interested in re-establishing lost traditions, and hula was performed at celebrations held in his honor. In the 1960s, a Hawaiian cultural festival was established as part of an effort to attract more tourists to the islands. A major part of this festival consisted of hula competitions, which were organized into categories of hula kahiko or hula danced in the ancient style and hula aoana or modern hula. This festival, called the Merry Monarch Festival in honor of King David Kalakaua, has become a major annual cultural event. The hula competition is a central part of the festival and has had a significant influence on modern hula dancing. Hula continues to be danced in both the ancient and modern styles. Traditional hula is an energetic dance performed to the accompaniment of chants and the beating of drums. The dancers wear traditional costumes consisting of garlands of leaves, skirts of tapa, a type of bark, and anklets made of animal bone. Many of the movements of modern hula are based on the ancient hula, but the modern style is slower and more graceful. It is danced to flowing guitar and ukulele music, and the dancers wear elaborate costumes including the famous Hawaiian floral garlands known as leis. Hula has attracted the interest of people outside the islands, and hula schools can be found in many parts of the world. Although people of other nationalities learn to dance some form of hula, it is also danced by Hawaiians who live away from the islands on the mainland United States, in Europe and elsewhere. It has become a way for native Hawaiians to maintain their cultural identity even while living away from their island homeland. What was once a religious ritual has become a form of entertainment, not only for tourists but also for native Hawaiians who seek to maintain connections with their cultural heritage. Now that we have just read the passage about hula dancing in Hawaiian culture, let's move on to the questions. choose A, B, C or D. So this is again choose the correct answer. You will be given a clause or a sentence with options, 4 options, and you got to choose the right one. Let's move on to the question. Originally, Hula was danced. Option A, by dancers wearing garlands. Option B, for the benefit of kings. Option C, in competitions. And option D, near an altar. So there goes the first question. Originally, hula was danced by dancers wearing garlands for the benefit of kings in competitions and near an altar. So by dancers wearing garlands, no. Original hula was not danced by dancers wearing floral garlands. So let's omit that. Definitely not for the benefit of kings nor for competitions. But yes, it was danced near an altar. So that helps us narrow down to the answer, which is option D. Hula dancing was discouraged option A, in ancient rituals. Option B, after contact with Europeans. Option C, in the 1960s. And option D, during traditional celebrations. Okay, so when was hula dancing actually discouraged? It was discouraged in ancient rituals after contact with Europeans in the 1960s and during traditional celebrations. Yes, we did not have this information in the passage. Nothing we speak about the year, definitely not during traditional celebrations, but it was definitely discouraged after contact with Europeans. Let's move on to the next question. Modern hula dances are accompanied by option A, drums, option B, guitars, option C, chants, and option D, violins. Alright, so modern hula dances are accompanied by drums, guitars, chants, or violins. The passage very clearly mentions that modern hula dances are accompanied by violins. So, not violins, guitars. So, let's narrow down with the answer option B. Let's quickly go through the answers once again. You are given a passage about, or you read a passage about the hula dances of the Hawaiian culture, and you are given 3 follow-up questions with options, and you choose the most appropriate option. It's very similar to the choose the correct answer. So originally hula was danced near the altar. Hula dancing was discouraged after contact with Europeans. And the next one is modern hula dances are accompanied by guitars. So you get to choose any one option which you think is quite relevant with the information that has been provided in the passage.